In a remote observatory, the world feels distant. It's a place built for listening, nestled deep in the heart of a silent desert. Here, under a dome that mirrors the vast dark sky, a team of scientists holds a vigil. Their faces are illuminated only by the faint green glow of a single screen. This screen is their window to the universe, a dark canvas just waiting for a brushstroke of light, a signal from the great unknown. They watch, they wait, they listen to the quiet hum of machinery, a sound that's become the rhythm of their lives. Each passing second stretches into an eternity of anticipation. There's no sound from the speakers but the gentle hiss of cosmic background radiation. It's the afterglow of creation, the oldest sound in existence. But that's not the sound they're listening for. They're straining to hear something else, a pattern, a whisper, a voice that breaks the monotony of the void. They're looking for a sign that across the gulf of space another mind is also looking, also listening. This isn't just a job for them, it's a profound human quest, a mission driven by an ancient, unspoken hope that somewhere someone will hear us and reply. The air in the control room is thick with a mixture of scientific rigor and quiet reverence. Charts line the walls filled with complex equations and stellar maps. Wires and cables snake across the floor, connecting powerful instruments to the giant ear pointed at the heavens. Every piece of equipment is designed for one purpose, to catch the faintest message from the stars. Yet, for all their technology, the scientists are humbled by the scale of their task. They're like sailors on a tiny raft, adrift on an infinite ocean, hoping to see the light of a distant shore. Their shift began hours ago, but time has lost its meaning. The sun set, painting the desert in hues of orange and purple, but they barely noticed. Their universe is the one on the screen, a star-dusted darkness that holds the ultimate secret. Is there life out there? Are we a singular, lonely miracle? Or just one of many voices in a cosmic choir? The question hangs in the air, unspoken, but felt by everyone. It's the reason they're here, sacrificing sleep and normalcy for the chance to be the first to know. The screen remains dark. The silence remains absolute, but their hope refuses to die. This vigil is not new. It's as old as humanity itself. Ever since the first humans lifted their eyes to the canopy of night, the same question has echoed through the generations. We looked up from our campfires, our villages and our cities, and we saw an endless expanse of twinkling lights. We wondered what they were, we wondered what lay beyond them, and we wondered if, on a world circling one of those distant suns, another being was looking back, asking the same thing. Are we alone in this vast, sprawling universe? The question is more than simple curiosity. It touches something deep within the human spirit. It speaks to our need for connection, our desire to understand our place in the grand scheme of things. To be alone in the cosmos is a staggering thought. It would mean that this entire, unimaginably large reality exists for us and us alone. It would place a heavy burden of meaning on our small, fragile world. But to be one of many civilizations would change everything we thought we knew about life, God, and our own significance. The possibilities are equally terrifying and exhilarating. Throughout history, we've tried to answer this question through myth, philosophy, and religion. We populated the heavens with gods and spirits, creating stories to fill the immense silence. We imagined other worlds, other beings, other ways of life. These were our first attempts to reach out, to make sense of a universe that seemed both beautiful and indifferent. The stars became our map, our calendar, and our canvas for the greatest stories ever told. They were a constant reminder of how small we were and how much we had yet to learn. Now, our tools have changed. We no longer rely only on stories. We have science. We have telescopes that can see to the edge of the observable universe. We have radio dishes that can listen for the faintest signals. The ancient question has moved from the realm of philosophy into the domain of scientific inquiry. The scientists in the observatory are the modern-day keepers of this ancient flame. They carry the weight of all the generations who have looked up and wondered. Their search is the culmination of a timeless human longing not to be the only thinking beings in an infinite, silent void. In the 1970s, humanity reached out to the cosmos. We sent the Voyager Golden Record, a time capsule of sounds, music and greetings, into the stars. It was a message of who we are, what we feel and what we cherish. A gesture of hope, our story, drifting through the silent void, waiting for an answer. But the echo never came. The Voyager spacecraft continue their lonely journey, moving further and further away from home. They have long since left our solar system, becoming the first human-made objects to enter the space between the stars. They carry our golden message, our hopeful greeting, into the profound and unending night. But from the vastness they explore, there has been no reply. The universe has kept its secrets. The cosmic whisper we hope to hear has remained elusive. The silence that followed our call was, and continues to be, deafening. Humanity, however, did not give up. We tried again with an even bolder project. From the colossal Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico, we beamed a powerful encrypted message into space. This was not a physical artifact, but a blast of radio waves aimed at a distant star cluster named M13. This cluster is thousands of light years away, a dense city of stars where we thought life might have a chance to flourish. The message was a digital pictogram containing basic information about our mathematics, our chemistry, our DNA, and our form. It was a concise, scientific hello. The Arecibo message was a shot in the dark, a far more deliberate and focused attempt at contact. It was a puzzle sent across the light years, waiting for another intelligence to receive and decode it. But like the Golden Record, this message was met with an immense and profound silence. Years turned into decades. The scientists who sent the signal grew old. The observatory that sent it has since fallen into ruin. Still, the message travels onward, a relic of our curiosity, speeding toward its distant target. Yet from M13 and from everywhere else we have listened, there has only been silence. This lack of response has left us with an unsettling feeling. What does the silence mean? Does it mean no one is out there? Or does it mean no one is listening? Perhaps they're too far away and our messages have not yet arrived. Or perhaps they have received our calls but have chosen not to answer. Each possibility carries its own weight, its own set of implications for our place in the universe. The great silence is a puzzle in itself, a cosmic mystery that deepens with every passing year. It forces us back to the original question, but now tinged with a new sense of solitude. Are we truly utterly alone? Humanity's desire to reach out is not just a scientific impulse, it's a reflection of our deep need for connection. From the very beginning, we have built families, tribes and civilizations, always seeking companionship. When we gaze at the cosmos, we project our longing for community onto the largest canvas imaginable. Our messages to the stars are signal fires burning in the dark, carrying the hope that we are not and have never been truly alone. The Voyager Golden Record is humanity's message in a bottle. Sounds, images and music chosen to represent our world. Created by scientists and artists led by Carl Sagan, It carries greetings in 55 languages, music from Bach to Chuck Berry, and images of life on Earth. Drifting through space, it's a hopeful testament to who we are and our wish to be heard among the stars. While the Voyager record was an artistic gesture of hope, the Arecibo message was a direct scientific hello, beamed in 1974 from Earth's most powerful radio telescope. It was a stream of binary digits, forming a pictogram meant to be universally understood by any intelligent life. Sent toward the M13 star cluster, 25,000 light-years away, it was a message for the distant future. The Arecibo message was a logical act of faith in science and humanity's enduring curiosity. Sending messages into the cosmos reveals a paradox at the heart of our pioneering spirit. It's a bold declaration of curiosity and hope, reaching out to the stars, seeking connection. Yet it's also a leap into the unknown, a risk with no guarantees. Should we announce ourselves or listen quietly, uncertain of who or what might answer? The debate continues. Why do we continue to shout into the darkness? It's not just logic or strategy, it's who we are. We reach out because it's in our nature, the same impulse that drove us to paint on cave walls and tell stories by fire. We want to leave a mark, to say, I was here. Whether intentional or not, our signals already announce our presence to the cosmos. We shout into the darkness, not because we expect a reply, but because hope and curiosity are profoundly human. For years, observatories scanned the silent cosmos, searching for a single, structured signal in the overwhelming static. On August 15, 1977, at Ohio State's Big Ear radio telescope, something changed. A volunteer astronomer found a sudden dramatic spike, 6 EKG5. It was a powerful narrow-band burst, exactly the kind of signal scientists theorized aliens might use. For a brief moment, the void was not empty. It had spoken. Jerry Amon stared at the printout, heart pounding. The signal was clean, powerful, and lasted the full 72 seconds Big Ear could observe. Overwhelmed, he circled the anomaly and wrote a single word: "Wow!" The news spread quickly among astronomers. Every conventional explanation failed. The team listened again, telescopes aimed at Sagittarius, waiting for that extraordinary voice to return. They were no longer just listening to the void. Days turned into years as scientists searched for a second echo of the wow signal. The Big Ear and other powerful telescopes listened, hoping for a repeat, but the sky remained silent. The signal never returned. It became a legend, a tantalizing mystery, a scientific cliffhanger. The universe had whispered once, then fell silent, leaving us to wonder, was it a greeting, a warning, or something else entirely? The persistent silence after the wow signal began to erode certainty. What once seemed like clear evidence of extraterrestrial life became a frustrating puzzle. The lack of a follow-up signal fueled skepticism, and alternative theories emerged. The debate became a cosmic Rorschach test. Optimists saw hope, skeptics saw coincidence. The mystery lingered, leaving scientists stranded on the threshold, forever wondering what lay beyond. As the official scientific investigation stalled, A different kind of story began to take shape. It did not emerge from peer-reviewed journals or academic conferences, but from the quiet corridors of observatories and the late-night conversations between researchers. Whispers and rumours started to circulate, fueled by the signal's profound strangeness and the unsettling silence that followed. The official narrative was one of an unsolved mystery. The unofficial one, however, was darker and laced with paranoia. Some began to question whether the silence was natural at all. The stories were fragmented and hard to trace. It was said that some of the key scientists involved in the initial analysis of the WOW signal became unusually withdrawn. They grew quiet, avoiding discussions about the event they had once championed with such excitement. One prominent researcher, once a vocal advocate for the signal's extraterrestrial origin, suddenly resigned from his post, citing personal reasons, and reportedly moved to a remote, undisclosed location. His colleagues were baffled. He'd been at the peak of his career, on the cusp of what could have been the greatest discovery in history. His sudden departure felt inexplicable. Then came the rumors of strange occurrences. A story circulated about a junior astronomer who claimed to have found a faint, repeating pattern embedded within the original WOW data, a pattern that was allegedly dismissed by his superiors as noise. He was said to have become obsessed, working late into the night, convinced he was on the verge of a breakthrough. Then one day he simply stopped coming to work. His apartment was found empty, his research notes and computer hard drives wiped clean. Officially, he had taken an unannounced leave of absence. Unofficially, he had vanished. These were just whispers, anecdotes shared in hushed tones, easily dismissed as the product of overactive imaginations and the stress of a high-stakes, dead-end search. There was no hard evidence, no proof that any of it was true, but the stories persisted, creating an undercurrent of fear and suspicion. They suggested a different explanation for the silence, that the signal was not a one-time event that had ended, but a message that had been deliberately and successfully silenced. The question was no longer, where did the signal go, but who made it go away? The most disturbing rumor centered on a single, cryptic message. It was allegedly found scrawled in the margins of a notebook belonging to another scientist who had abruptly left the project. This researcher had been a brilliant theorist, known for his unconventional ideas about alien intelligence. Like the others, he had disappeared from public life without a clear explanation. Friends claimed he had become increasingly erratic and paranoid in the months after the WOW signal, convinced they were being watched. His final chilling note was said to have been discovered by a colleague cleaning out his old office. The note was short, just 5 words written in a shaky, hurried hand. It did not offer an explanation or a complex theory. It was a simple, terrifying warning. It read, "They heard us. Do not reply." This phrase, whether real or apocryphal, spread like a virus through the community, twisting the narrative of the WOW signal from one of hopeful discovery into one of imminent danger. It reframed the entire event. The signal was not a hello from a friendly civilization. It was a response, an acknowledgement that our own broadcasts, our radio, our television, our messages like Arecibo had been received. This idea was terrifying. It implied that someone or something had been listening to us for years. The WOW signal was not a greeting. It was a confirmation of receipt. And the warning, "Do not reply," suggested that the sender was not what we had hoped for. The silence that followed was not a sign that they had gone away. It was the silence of a predator that has located its prey and is now quietly waiting. The scientists who had vanished had not given up in frustration. They had fled in terror, having understood the true and terrible nature of the message they had found. Suddenly, Humanity's optimistic outreach to the stars seemed like a catastrophically naive mistake. The Voyager record, the Arecibo message, they were not hopeful gestures, but reckless invitations. We had been shouting our address into a dark and unknown wilderness, and something had finally heard us. The disappearance of the scientists and the cryptic warning transformed the WOW signal from an academic puzzle into a potential existential threat. The question was no longer about finding aliens, but about what to do now that they had found us. And why, if they had found us, must we remain absolutely silent? The legend of the WOW signal, now intertwined with tales of vanished scientists and cryptic warnings, was enough to ignite a deep and lasting paranoia. The idea that they heard us, do not reply, was a chilling possibility that could not be easily dismissed precisely because it could not be disproven. It preyed on our most primal fears of the unknown. Was the universe not empty but hostile? Was our cosmic loneliness not a tragedy but a form of protection? These questions began to haunt the edges of the search for extraterrestrial life, casting a long, dark shadow over the entire endeavour. This new perspective offered a chilling explanation for the great silence. Perhaps the universe was not quiet because it was empty. Perhaps it was quiet because everyone else was smart enough to hide. This idea would later be formalized as the dark forest theory, which posits that the universe is filled with civilizations, but they all remain silent out of a logical self-preservation instinct. In a dark forest full of hidden hunters, the first one to make a sound becomes the first target. To reveal your location is to invite your own destruction by a more technologically advanced and potentially ruthless competitor. In this terrifying context, humanity's behavior seemed suicidally foolish. We had not only made a sound, we had been screaming at the top of our lungs for a century. We transmitted our music, our dramas, our wars, and our most intimate secrets into the void. We sent maps to our planet and detailed descriptions of our biology. The WOW signal, in this light, was the sound of a twig snapping in the dark forest, the moment a nearby hunter stops and turns its head in our direction. The subsequent silence was not a mystery. It was the dreadful quiet that comes right before an ambush. This paranoid worldview, born from the strange aftermath of a 72-second radio signal, began to seep into the collective consciousness. Some considered it a necessary dose of caution, a healthy antidote to our naive optimism. Others saw it as a descent into baseless fear, an abandonment of the hopeful spirit of exploration. But the feeling was hard to shake. The story of the WOW signal, with its thrilling discovery, its frustrating silence, and its rumoured, terrifying conclusion, served as a stark reminder. We were playing a game whose rules we did not understand, and we may have already made a fatal mistake. The WOW signal inspired a chilling idea. The dark forest theory. Imagine the universe as a midnight forest full of hidden life. Every civilization is a hunter, terrified and silent, because survival means staying hidden. To make a sound is to risk everything. The universe is full of life, but everyone is holding their breath, hiding in the shadows. Yet for over a century we have been shouting our location into the dark. The dark forest theory is built on cold logic, not superstition. Every civilization wants to survive and expand, but resources are finite. This creates inevitable competition and suspicion. In a universe where trust is impossible, fear becomes the only rational response. The silence we hear in the cosmos is not absence, but intelligence, survival through quiet. In the cosmic game, the first to speak is the first to lose. In the dark forest, humanity is not the hunter. We are the prey. For decades, our signals have broadcast our existence like a child shouting in a silent, dangerous wood. To any hidden civilization, we appear reckless, unpredictable, and easy to find. In the cosmic forest, we have made ourselves the most conspicuous target, playing the hunted, unaware of the danger. If the dark forest theory is correct, the universe is playing the highest stakes game of hide and seek. Civilizations hide, perfecting invisibility, because being found means annihilation. Humanity, meanwhile, searches for signals, not realizing others are hiding for their lives. The true sign of intelligence may be a profound, unnatural silence, evidence of a civilization hiding in the dark. In this cosmic game, revealing others could doom us all. Our optimism shapes how we reach for the stars, hoping for friends among the unknown. But this hope is also our vulnerability, a naivety born from cosmic isolation. The Voyager Golden Record and Arecibo message reveal our nature and even our DNA to the cosmos. History warns us, contact between unequal civilizations rarely ends well. Our innocent signals travel outward, a mistake we can never take back. The dark forest theory offers a chilling answer to the Fermi paradox. The universe is silent because it's dangerous to be noticed. The Great Filter may be a barrier that wipes out civilizations before they can be detected. Or it could be a predator, an ancient civilization that destroys any emerging rivals. In the dark forest, silence is survival. The first to reveal themselves may be the last. The answer to our call may not be a message, only the filter. Was it wise for us to send messages into the cosmic dark? Our optimism blinded us to the risks. We shared our location, our biology, an open invitation, assuming peace from any who might listen. History warns us, contact between unequal civilizations often ends in tragedy for the weaker. Yet we forgot these lessons, believing the vastness of space would ensure goodwill. Our signals are now irretrievable, echoing through the void, revealing our presence and our vulnerabilities. Was our gesture one of hope or a dangerous display of innocence? The silence that follows is heavy, burdened by the consequences of our irreversible choice. What if the silence means we are truly alone? The rare Earth hypothesis suggests consciousness may be a singular miracle. No empires, no mentors, no threats. Just us, the universe's only witnesses. The responsibility is staggering. If we vanish, so does the universe's only known awareness. Our messages become elegies, not invitations, monuments to a story no one else will hear. The question, are we alone, may have a heartbreaking answer. We may be the sole custodians of a unique cosmic gift. Or perhaps we are not alone, but observed, subjects of the zoo hypothesis. Advanced civilizations might watch us, choosing silence to preserve our natural development, our achievements and failures mere data points for unseen observers. The silence is a one-way mirror. Our signals, futile attempts to reach those who study us. We live unaware, our reality unfolding under the gaze of a hidden intelligence. The universe, in this view, is a cosmic laboratory, and we are the experiment. Humanity is torn between hope and caution, dreaming of connection, fearing annihilation. Hope drives us to reach out, to believe in cosmic kinship. Fear urges silence, warning that exposure could be fatal. Both instincts are rooted in uncertainty. We have no evidence to favor one over the other. Our cosmic outreach reflects our own dual nature, curious yet cautious. In the end, our choice says more about us than about the universe. Are we ready for the answer we seek? Discovery could unite or shatter us. A verified signal would upend our beliefs, spark wonder and fear, and ignite global turmoil. Some truths may be too immense for us to bear. Perhaps the silence is mercy. What if the answer already arrived and a few carry its unbearable weight, shielding us from a devastating reality? The silence may be maintained not out of ignorance but protection. We search for answers, unaware of the cost of knowing. Sometimes ignorance is the only shield we have. The universe remains silent, its secrets hidden. Our search continues, but the mystery endures. The night sky is now a mirror, reflecting our hopes and fears. We sense deep down that something might be watching back. This intuition, part science, part mystery, keeps us searching. The silence is absolute, but our wonder persists. The endless gaze is a dialogue, even if only one side speaks. We listen for a whisper from the cosmos, caught between hope and fear. The silence may be our shield or simply the universe's answer. Our brief lives are a single tick of the cosmic clock, but our questions echo on. If a message arrived tonight, what would you want it to say? And if you could reply, what would you say back?